moving back to the NFL right now, not looking to tomorrow, not looking to next year or future years. We've got the best game, biggest game of the whole season coming up this weekend, the Super Bowl. Um, you know, the storylines write themselves, right? Tom Brady, arguably the GOAT, right? Greatest quarterback of all time. I think he cemented that definitely if he wins it. Everyone says that every year. If he wins one more Super Bowl, then he has to be the GOAT. But maybe this is the final Super Bowl that does guarantee it for him. But I think he's already there. I'm confident most people do anyway. And then we've got Patrick Mahomes going up against him, and for many, the future GOAT. Right. If he'd been in the league for 5 more seasons and he'd had the same level of production, he would already be in that conversation 100%. Everyone already thinks that of him, and he's been in the season as little time as he has. So it's going to be a really interesting one. The only downside for me as a fan, and I think this is really disappointing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, obviously with everything going on in the world, crowds, it's not the same, but you get to host a Super Bowl that you're playing in. I think that may be the first time that's ever happened. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
Um,
it is. It is, Josh. First time that the home team of a Super Bowl is playing in it. Yeah.
yeah, which is crazy. And it's the first time when a crowd size is basically 50%. 25,000 fans allowed in. That's nothing in the NFL sphere. 30,000 cardboard cutouts. What a shame. They don't even get to fire their cannons. I saw.
That's what that is always.
Yeah. How disappointing is that, Connor, right? That's what we wanted to see. We were looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's home team advantage. Give it to them.
Yeah, they need it, right? I mean, you're going up against Patrick Mahomes. Okay, Eric Fisher's out. We talked about that, but that could have been the thing which put the Bucs over the edge. Do you think if they don't win Henry, does that become more of a storyline?
I don't know. I think if Brady wins, the storyline's going to be unbelievable. And yeah, I'm with you, Josh. I think Brady's cemented. He's the greatest of all time at the moment. You can't have that level of success and not be in it. To reach a Super Bowl with a new team in your first year is unreal, amazing. I think if Mahomes wins, then he's still he still has that chance to become the greatest ever and overtake Brady, because there'll always be that game that he beat Brady. If Brady wins, then Mahomes might not ever get another chance to beat him, and I think that'll be it. But what an exciting game. I can't remember which week it was, Josh, but Tony Romo called this, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Months ago.
He did, and we had that whole debate on the pod. We were talking about what we thought it would be, and we second guessed him. I can't remember what week they played each other, but it was the sort of mid to latter.
I think it was 9, maybe.
Yeah,
I was thinking 9, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking sort of 9, 10 or 12, was it?
12.
Week 12. But yeah, he called it. Fair play to Tony Romo, and that was a time when the Saints were well and truly ahead in the NFC South. For all intents and purposes, he had no right to call that as the Super Bowl, but he did. And you're exactly right. That's 100%. That should be being talked about more.
Yeah, that was a big deal. So just for everyone's interest, the Chiefs are the favorites. They're about 3.5 point favorites, so about a field goal preferred. And as you both mentioned, the crowd could have made a difference to that number. It might have meant that the Bucs were slightly more favored. The over under on the game is 56.5 points. So that's a lot of points. Everyone's expecting this to be a very high scoring game, and I agree. Yeah, I think that we'll see lots of points. I think big storyline for the both teams is injuries. Like we said, Eric Fisher out for the Chiefs. Antonio Brown looks like he's going to be healthy and play. So both of those injuries and health news is going to swing the game. It's going to be a big deal. Do we want to move on to predictions yet, Josh? Or what do you think?
Please take us there, Henry. No, take us there straight away.
Okay, well, for me, I do think it'll be a high-scoring game. I think the interesting thing will be if the Bucs get out to a lead. I think the Chiefs can catch anyone. If the Chiefs get out to a lead, I think it's much tougher for the Bucs. That Chiefs defense is used to playing ahead, and they still throw the ball when they're ahead as well. I think that'll be tough to come back on. I like the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs will win. I think it'll be a historic match. I think it will be close, but I do think the Chiefs will win by more than the spread. So maybe I'll say by a touchdown at the end of the day. But really, really looking forward to this game, and yeah, interested to see what you two think as well.
Connor, what do you think?
I mean, I'm a big just believer in this game of Tom Brady. Like I'm on that side of him. I've always kind of appreciated and massively respected his like level of success over the years. Like obviously there's a lot to it. There's a lot of controversy around him, but you like at the end of the day you can't argue that, because I'm sure there's controversy around many other players and they're not able to do what he's done. So yeah, I mean I would want it there just purely for his like almost like legacy story coming out of it as well. Is just Tom Brady, and almost to exactly what you said, Henry, is that if Mahomes doesn't beat Brady, it's the exact opposite way around as well. If Brady doesn't beat Mahomes, it's like it's potentially going out of your career, or starting to go out of your career in a way that's like, I'm now having to accept that I'm no longer the best like I was. But if he wins this game, it's I can still be the best and the guy who's going to be the future best. But I could still do it, and I think he's going to have that grit, that grind within him, the experience that he brings to that team, that he's clearly brought to that team, to be able to just tip them over the edge as well. So I really want to back the Bucks.
Yeah. Oh, cool. It's nice. It's nice to be split, and I could not agree more with both of you there. This is going to be a polished, professional performance from Tom Brady throughout. Look forward to some temper tantrums on the sidelines if things don't go the Bucks' way. I think that will definitely be a big factor. It's funny because for so long in my mind, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick were the league villains. I hated the guy, to be completely honest. But this season, more than any other, has made me be on the side of Tom Brady. I could not be more pleased for what he's accomplished, and I think it says a lot. But you're right, Connor. If he loses this Super Bowl, he's still proven that he's at the top level of his game. He would have then lost 2-0 on the season to Mahomes. I think if Brady loses this one, he is at risk of losing far more than Mahomes ever would be. But I actually think that works in Mahomes' favor. I'm on your side 100%, Henry. I don't think there's only going to be a field goal in it. I actually think probably 2 touchdowns lead for the Chiefs. I think it will be a very good game. I'm not saying that will knock the quality of what we see. It won't not be competitive as a result, but I just see the Chiefs being too much, and I can just picture it. But it all comes down to Eric Fisher's replacement and what that offensive line looks like against the Bucks pass rush. That's the only thing in my mind which swings it ever in the Bucks' favor. But yeah, it's going to be an amazing game. I cannot wait. But yeah, for me, Chiefs all the way.